175 kilometers off the eastern coast of Nova Scotia, there lives a small island with a big reputation. Sable Island, graveyard of the Atlantic. That's right, Sable Island is only 41 kilometers long and 2 kilometers wide. That story starts a long time ago. While the exact people who discovered Sable Island have been debated, Portugal is credited to having been there first. During the early years, the island earned its name Sable Island, and throughout the 16 and 1700s, there were several attempts to colonize the island, but no one was successful because of the island's tough environment. Because the territory was new and not well mapped, a lot of ships accidentally crashed into the island during bad weather. Overall, there have been 350 recorded shipwrecks throughout history on Sable Island, including a New Brunswick bark called Nicosia, who in the summer of 1894 ran into thick fog, and Skidby, a British steamer that ran aground in 1905. One of the biggest disasters to hit the island happened in August of 1926 and 1927, when 138 fishermen lost their lives during terrible storms and entire communities were devastated. The nickname Graveyard of the Atlantic comes from the hundreds of people who unfortunately perished at sea. Only is the island really small, but it also has sandbars that can cause ships to get stuck. In bad weather, like fog, wind, and rain, Sable Island can be difficult to see and easy to crash into. In 1801, the Nova Scotia government took action and created a life-saving establishment because of numerous shipwrecks and human lives lost. While it couldn't prevent shipwrecks from happening, it ensured that there were always people to help, resulting in hundreds of lives saved. The rescuers, just normal people, not only saved lives, but endured the difficult conditions of the island for months on end. The rescuers and their families were the first to permanently live on Sable Island. Along with the life-saving establishments came multiple lifehouses and places called houses of refuge. By 1895, there were multiple life-saving establishments. Jump forward a couple decades, and by 1958, the life-saving establishments ended after 11 years without a shipwreck. Of course, we can't forget about the Sable Island horses. During the 16 and 1700s, settlers released various types of domestic animals onto the island, including cows, horses, rabbits, dogs, pigs, and sheep. Today, the horses are the only ones to have survived in the wild. The animals feed on grass and fresh water from ponds and also eat some seaweed too. Sable Island is also home to other species like gray seals and over 350 different types of birds. Nowadays, there aren't nearly as many shipwrecks on Sable Island. This is due to new technology that's been invented. Since the 1940s, radar has been used in sea vessels. Radar works by using radio waves to detect objects that are in the area. Fun fact, the last shipwreck on Sable Island was in 1999. There also aren't any families left on Sable Island, but throughout the year, meteorologists and scientists visit to study the unique island. Yes, you can visit. In 2013, Sable Island became the 43rd National Park Reserve in Canada. The designation will protect and preserve the island for years to come. And if you want to visit, you can take a boat or a plane. I agree. This video is only the beginning of all there is to learn about Sable Island. So if you want to learn more or look at my resources yourself, visit these websites.